Hi everyone, welcome to this Math 082 video, 1.2 Points and Lines. I've covered the topics of identifying x and y axes, plotting points on a coordinate plane, and graphing lines by generating a table of values in previous videos. This video will teach you how to graph lines by plotting x and y intercepts. As I also mentioned in a previous video, this course teaches 3 different methods of graphing lines. The first method it introduces in section 1.2 is graphing by using a table of values, which was covered in a previous video. This video will teach you how to graph lines by finding x and y intercepts and plotting those. Okay, and in a future video, I will be teaching you how to graph lines using the slope-intercept form. So let's get started. According to our textbook, we can find the x-intercept by setting y equal to 0 and solving for x. Similarly, we can find the y-intercept by setting x equal to 0 and solving for y. Please notice, this is the most common mistake that I see. The x and y-intercepts are 2 different points, 2 different ordered pairs, not 1 point. Remember, you need 2 points to graph a line, so we need to make sure that we are generating 2 points in this process and not just 1. So let's start out with, let's see, we need an equation. So let's use the equation 2x plus 5y equals 10. Okay, so let's start by finding the x-intercepts. So I'm going to start building my x-intercept. My x-intercept is going to be some x value, which I haven't found yet, okay? And the y value of my x-intercept is going to be 0. By definition, if a point lands on this x-axis, remember this is the x-axis right here, right? All the points on the x-axis have y equal to 0. So let's go ahead and put y equal to 0 because that's what our instructions tell us to do, right? It says to set y equal to 0 and solve for x. So that's what we're going to do, okay? So we have 2x plus 5 times y, but in this case, y is 0, okay, equals 10. So now I have 2x equals 10, I divide by 2, and we have x equals 5, okay? So that 5, where should I put it? Well, I need to put it over here in this ordered pair into the x-intercept. So let's plot the x-intercepts. Well, that means we need to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, okay? And we can, if we want to, label this point 5, 0. Okay, notice we only have 1 point so far, and so we don't have a line yet. In order to get a line, we need to have 2 points. So let me write this over here. Okay, so I'm going to do my work for my y-intercept over here on this other side. Okay, so our guide here tells us if we want to find the y-intercept, now we have to set x equal to 0, okay? And that means that our y-intercept is going to be in the form 0, comma, something, okay? And we have to do a little bit of work to find that something. So again, we start with our original equation, 2x plus 5y equals 10, okay? And this time, wherever I see the x, instead of writing x, I'm going to write 0. Okay, so we have 5y equals 10. We divide by 5 on both sides, and we find out that y equals 2. So now we have our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is 0, comma, 2. So that's this point right here. Okay. And remember, it takes 2 points to form a line. So, sorry about that. We can go ahead and connect them. Okay, to form a line here. And I'm going to try to extend it in the other direction if I can. It's a little bit tricky with the software. It doesn't like me. Okay, well, I'm going to have to do it manually. So when you draw your lines, okay, many people tend to draw like line segments, okay? You really want to draw lines that are extending to the borders or the edges of your coordinate axes, okay? So here I didn't do a great job. I can try to fix it a little bit, okay? But you really want to go to the edge. And the other thing that is a good practice to have is to draw these little arrows. So these arrows are indicating to people that this is not a line segment. It doesn't have a starting and an ending point. It extends to negative and positive infinity. It extends forever in both directions. We're just getting this tiny little snapshot, this little piece of it that happens to cross our coordinate plane. Okay, so please, when you're writing in pencil and paper, if you do that for this course, get into the habit of drawing your line all the way across your paper and using arrows to indicate that this is an infinite line.